Hello, my name is Just Drew, and this message is for anybody who is interested in learning about the basic overview of Infinity United. Remember, Infinity United is a system of government that underlays underneath America. So, as we know, America will fail over the next 10 years because it is an antiquated system. Okay? We live in a new era of time where technology is much more advanced than we are as people. And like I said, programmers are far beyond, far beyond others. And this system of government named Infinity United, we can do Infinity United America. Like I said, it's intended to be a one world government because the world is technically ending. We are in the end of time. You can consider me an interdimensional diplomat. And it is very important that we understand how I got here. Okay? I was vetted by heaven, and I went through a training course about what would work. At that point in time, a video of my voice was broadcast to a different dimension of Earth, and we installed this system. We already installed this system in a different dimension. Okay? So pretty much, the only issue is that underneath galactical law, same plane dimensional video cannot be used. Okay? So my job is to bring forth Infinity United to our dying world. Okay? And it's really kind of cool because, like I said, this is the kingdom of God, and I'm gonna lay it out for you one piece at a time. Okay, so, and like I said, this is a trust-based system. Nobody's out to get you. Nobody wants to spy on you. We have like I said, today's day and age, all we really have is technology that has advanced at such a faster rate than we have as humans. As a 29-year-old today, I am not even as adept as a 15-year-old of the same. A 15-year-old today is smarter than I will probably ever be. And this is part of why the world ends, is because that the jobs that are out there are scam-based jobs, and the fulfilling work is all gone. Okay? So, like I said, it's not coincidence that we wound up here. This is, like I said, typical. And it is a miracle that not only have I been vetted, but I actually came out with this system of government, which it has been tested in a different dimension. Okay? So, pretty much Infinity United is the way that we can stabilize a godly, good life. Like I said, it doesn't matter what religion you are. Like I said, it says right inside of check out my website. This video is going to be on the website. So, you can check out the website, infinityunited.com. And it basically empowers your everyday people to live an easier, more God-centered, more family-centered. The principles that we practice inside of Infinity United are not even conceived today. Principles like dynamic balance. Literally adding more value to our time. We get the most out of being around our families. We get the most out of being around our friends. We get the most out of chasing our passions. We get the most out of relaxation. Okay? Because we understand people. Okay? We understand people. God understands people. But in this, like I said, and I don't want to say antiquated system, but inside of this current non-technological, bylaws, bipartisan system that we have, we are all working against each other. And people are, all, like I said, we are at a point of time where nobody can any longer decipher what is truth from fiction. Okay? And inside of Infinity United, there is a clear, definite right or wrong. Okay? And like I said, this is not a... And as you'll see on this first page, we are doing it wrong. Okay? These technologies and these things that we have, that I will be introducing here, such as the organic hydrator, the electromagnetic boomer, the secrets to mining, as well as farming. We should be able to have a base standard of health and food, as well as water on Earth. Okay, so when it comes to the organic hydrator, like I said, through expanses of Mississippi, as well as the pool of water at the end, like I said, it's like a dam. It opens and closes with the solar beam attached. That water, like I said, we can hydrate the areas of Oklahoma. We can hydrate the areas of Texas, as well as through the expanse of the Rio Grande. We can do the same thing down in Mexico. Okay, so south of the border works really well. Places like Nevada and Oklahoma, it's simply too hot there to actually hydrate the air. But places like Texas, Oklahoma, they are good to go. Okay? So, like I said, those areas are good for, like I said, we can keep those areas desert. However, south of the border, in the Mexican area, like I said, a little bit of rain. Like I said, what the organic hydrator does is that it provides rain. Naturally occurring rainfall will happen within 2 years' time if we get these hydrators constantly running. Okay, that literally is the saving grace that the Mexican people need. The mixture of both Saudi Arabia, the same issue happens inside of Saudi Arabia. Okay, so both Saudi Arabia as well as the areas of Nevada and the western part of Arizona are pretty much, like I said, we don't want to hydrate that air. However, now the coastline of South America, pretty much from Argentina up, we can run dehydrators, which is the same system. We make a dam, we have an access point going directly from the saltwater Atlantic Ocean with the same concept. We solar beam the air, or we solar beam the middle of a stagnant pool of water, and that salt water it turns into mist, and it begins to thin out some of that rainforest. Okay, so that those people can actually utilize the lands that they have. Now, we don't want to go too far out. Like I said, 50 miles from the coastline, maybe 100 tops, to start thinning out. Like I said, it hardens the ground. India faces the same problem. It hardens the ground and makes it usable. So like I said, these people are at an extreme disadvantage because south below the Congo, they like I said, industrial rivers and organic hydrators. The westernmost trisect of the bottom half of Africa is pretty much identical to the United States climate, except they are lacking in rain. Huge source of food production for those people. Like I said, those people are starving because they don't know any better. Well, I guess that's not really correct to say, but it would be a great service to God to get them some help. Okay, like I said, the whole world right now is looking at, this is how it's going down, okay? So right now we're at this point of time where everybody has always looked to America for answers. Okay, now what does that mean? That means India is looking for America for answers, China is looking for America for answers, North Africa is looking to America for answers. Mexico is looking for America for answers. And we don't have them anymore. We are out of answers, essentially. And like I said, we have crippled ourselves trying to uphold this standard that, like I said, it's like, yes, we have the freest, the land of the free, the home of the brave, the American dream. Except Americans aren't living it anymore. Foreigners are living the American dream. Okay? And pretty much what we need to be getting into the mindset of here is that foreigners can live the American dream right at home. Okay? Foreigners can live the American dream right at home. So long as they have, like I said, the same access to the things that we provide, the same freedoms that we have. Every place has its own naturally occurring goods to bring to the table. And all we intend to do is allow them to produce in mass and bring it to the table. So like I said, dehydrators are the same thing. You guys can check that out in the link below. The electromagnetic boomer, it's a simple technology. A polarized hammer that swings down electromagnetic around a platform. Once it hits, boom, underneath there's an underground wheel that it launches into perpetual motion. There's a wall so that the energy is going straight down, and then the spindles go and it pulses, and this thing creates so much power that literally we will have free energy. All we have to do is make it. Okay, so a constantly running one is better than like just hitting it once and letting it spin and then letting it slow down. We want it spinning at the same pace the whole time. So like I said, what it costs to make this is literally a crane to re-pick up the hammer. And basically it generates so much electricity. Like I said, the area of New England can be powered by just one of these. So like I said, we would be foolish to not use them. We would be foolish to not use them. If you continue to scroll down, like I said, the access to copper, aluminum, that's stuff that we have. It would do us a justice to just go there and just make the farms for them, make them up to date. Like I said, this isn't a competition. Earth is our home as man, and like I said, we are doing ourselves a grand injustice by not seeing this for what it is. And what it is that everyday people are losing because everything is disorganized. Okay, so really mismanagement, disorganization, scientific study is really, really big. Scientific study is, like I said, scientific research, as well as, but with a militarized defense, mindset, technology it will continue to spiral into a place that we do not want to be in. Okay, so So like I said, I got some things that we can start working on here in America today, that we can begin to start to assemble a life that we actually can get behind. Okay, right now it says kind of for your average person, work, sleep, work, sleep. The only thing that we really have to maybe make it out of the struggle is doing something creative on the phone. And like I said, this era of time is basically people are just self-absorbed. They, you know, and it's just a terrible. Like I said, it's a letdown, really. That this is where we wound up as a planet. Like I said, but it is the naturally occurring end. This happens. Like I said, doesn't matter what. Like I said, we are actually, believe it or not, should we get this done, we are in the running to be the leader of the Milky Way galaxy. Meaning that at some point in time in the future, we will actually be going to other planets to help save them in just our regular lifetime. And this is how it's done, is with Infinity United. And like I said, I'm not trying to take I'm not trying to put America out of business. I am an American. I'm proud to be an American. I'm proud of who I am. I want you to be proud of who you are. I want you to be proud that you're an African. I want you to be proud that you're a Mexican. I want you to be proud that you're an Indian. Okay? But what we cannot any longer have, like I said, basically America is being ripped to shreds right now. We don't have the answers because we are looking at this as with the wrong idea. We're looking at humanity at wrong. We need to start looking at God. What would God want for us? Well, He would want us to have a free life. And we have the ability right now with today's current technology to get this done. And what I mean by that is literally we're at the apex of technology. We can organize a new life that still follows the Constitution, that still represents all the things that we stand for as people of God, as people of any religion. And Infinity United is the way to do it. So, like I said, I got a bunch of different sections I need to go over here. But it all starts with trust. Okay? Like I said, to get an IU profile, all you're going to need is your government standard identification. Like I said, this is a series of apps that we are talking about that will organize our lives. Okay? And that does not in any way mean that it is, like I said, and there's no one really in charge. Like I said, there will be for, like I said, the reorganization of America, like I said, if you guys want to take a look at through lifestyles, the job mecca, as well as Infinity House. That's kind of the groundwork for it, as well as boarding schools, like I said. So today, as I was getting at before, the children of today are like I said, we are at the point in time where humanity is changing, and it's due to technology and the access to it. So we need to change how we educate. We need to change how we, like I said, life is about community and connection. And there's just not enough applicable ways that we can actually utilize the stuff that we learn. Online college is on the rise, but what do we do with it once we get there? What do we do with it? We don't have enough applied sciences. And what we're talking about here is training humanity, training mankind to become its most perfected holy self, where the ability to follow the American dream is more accessible to your everyday person. Okay, and if we can get we're going to have to take a vote. We are going to have to take a vote, a nationwide vote. And this is not this is not in any way an attempt to, take away the electoral process or anything like that. But this is more so an attempt to save the planet. Okay? We are in the end of times. There is interdimensional beings that exist amongst us. And they are all in support of Infinity United, because they have seen the end happen repeatedly, time and time and time and time again. It always ends pretty much the same. And it always ends because of scientific discovery without morality. Okay, so we have to get down to the core of what a person needs in their life in order to live a happy and successful life. Okay, and Infinity United makes that easy. So please check out some of the proof that I have that this is real, right in your face, and this is our chance to create a new world, live justly, respect each other, understand each other, and empower each other. There was once a quote that said, well, not everybody can be a chief. There has to be Indians. And Infinity United says otherwise. We can all be leaders. We just have to change. We just have to change how we look at this situation. We just have to switch our perspectives. So please enjoy the tour. Check out some more stuff. I'm gonna have some transferization videos coming out. I'm gonna have some transferizations videos posted along the way. And like I said, it's a simple program. And like I said, Elon Musk is a great world leader. Like I said, we're all just souls. It's the same souls on the planet. It's the same souls every time. And he usually wins. The world leader vote that happens just before aliens come. So aliens will come and kill us all. But that's that. Like I said, we are going to try to evade that from happening. So like I said, I'm in no way am I trying to scare anybody. We got time, dude. It's early. It's early. Like I said, I completed my heavenly testing training back in 2023. In 2024, I was in a think tank for 16 months, where I was vetted, and like I said, this system is already being implemented, and it is basically heaven on earth. Okay, so it would be wise to listen, because we pretty much have a choice here. And I'm not trying to scare you into this, but rather I'm trying to get some energy toward getting this done, right? We should be hyped up. Holy crap, dude, we're saved. Alright, and that's because, like I said, not only are we going to have peace on earth, because we are civilized people, we are worthy of being a space-bearing planet. But right now, we're still working against each other. We're investigating the differences in the races. We're investigating the differences of super energies. We're looking at things the wrong way. And we have a flood of homeless people. Pretty much, if you don't have status, you are overlooked. And that's not okay with God. That's how it goes down. These subsectors of Elysium. And they're not doing anything about this. This, like I said, it's one for all or all for one. And like I said, it's like, if we should lose the ability to find love for each other, and we are still a violent world, that's how it goes down. We have protection still. We have protection still. And all we have to do is start understanding the differences, as well as the similarities of what it means to be man. So I'd like you to take your time, investigate the website. We have a different way of doing things. Like I said, America is really where I want to do the where I want to start it off. America and Europe both, really, because like I said, that's where it's done there. So there's not much more we can do except just shrug this out. Like I said, people are losing hope. People are looking down on us. And it's like, when we got this country looking down on us, and this country looking down on us, this country looking down on us, it's because we're strapped. I'm trying to serve them, I'm trying to serve them, I'm trying to do right, I'm trying to be right. It's like, but who we forgot about was ourselves along the way. And this is a really, really good opportunity for Americans to step up and show the rest of the world what awaits for them. And I just want you to know that it's like your entire life, can be organized based on a simple set of, you log into your profile, it's your profile forever. And from there, you can navigate your life any way you want. The technology is here. Once we get the programming, it's already, like I said, and this is the best thing that's ever happened to mankind. This is like I said, this is a special scenario because no other planet in the Milky Way has ever done anything like this. So, like I said, they're all still stuck inside the end times, and this is a really, really good chance for us to unite together as one. This is a really good chance for us to make a name for ourselves in the Milky Way. Thank you.